Now I'm just waiting.
Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, everyone. You may now be seated. Good afternoon, students, family, faculty, and friends. I'm the Student Body President, Emma Robinson, and it is my pleasure to welcome everyone to the graduation of York Preparatory Academy's Class of 2024. Looking back on these past 4 years, I think we can definitely say that it wasn't just like High School Musical. There weren't as many random breakouts into song, and nobody was making a life or death decision between playing basketball and being in the school play. But even without singing whenever there was a small crisis, we made it through, we made it here today. These past 4 years have been filled with both challenges and successes, difficulties and advantages, ups and downs. Yet through it all, we achieved our goals and accomplished the daunting task that high school is. Of course, this could not have been done without the help of those around us. Without their support and encouragement, we would not be here today. So thank you to our parents, family members, friends, peers, teachers, guidance counselors, principals, coaches, and anyone else who helped us on this journey and made us who we are today. No longer little kids in need of a bedtime story, but young adults ready to take on the real world and make our mark on society. We have come such a long way on this journey, and today is the day to celebrate that. We are here to congratulate ourselves on our determination, perseverance, and hard work. We have made it, and we are graduating. We have slayed. And although it may seem scary, we are ready for what lies ahead, and we have the support we need. So today, let's celebrate that. Thank you all for joining us here on this special day, and again, for all the strength and inspiration you have given us as we've grown. And to the class of 2024, congrats.
Good afternoon. I likewise extend my warmest welcome to each of you today, and thank you for your partnership and support. Each year as school staff, we approach graduation with a strange mix of excitement, joy, sadness, pride, and anxiousness as we watch another group of patriots that we've taught and loved for as long as 13 years prepare to enter the next stage of life. We are grateful for the chance to know you and to partner with you and your families as you prepare and you go throughout the journey from kindergarten through graduation. We're hopeful that our time and efforts have and will continue to make a difference in your lives. Today, as we celebrate you all, we recognize that 27 of you are Roots to Bloom scholars who have been with us since kindergarten. To your parents, thank you for that trust and ongoing partnership. To each of our graduates, the journey has demanded effort and sacrifices, which have been made by you and have been made in your behalf. Through those sacrifices, you have learned, grown, and become better. If you will continue to embrace this principle of effort and sacrifice, it will get you to places in your life that you cannot get to any other way. Now, as we wish you all as much happiness and success as you can squeeze out of life, we give one last shout out to the teachers and staff at York Prep. When life struggles hit you in the face and you worry if you're not enough, remember that these amazing people are only a call, a text, a message, or a visit away, and that you will forever be part of the Patriot family. Class of 2024, congratulations and good luck.
Good afternoon. All right. Good afternoon to our distinguished guests, Principal Shepard, Assistant Principal Adamson, Managing Director Myra, Associate Managing Director Adamson, members of the board, YPA faculty and staff, family, friends, and the graduating class of 2024. It is an honor and pleasure to be here and speak with you today. My name is Alexander Fogel. I am a rising sophomore attending Winthrop University, where I am majoring in computer science. I received the YPA Alumni Scholarship last year at my graduation, and it helped enable me to complete my first year debt-free. I have the privilege of announcing this year's recipient. The YPA Alumni Scholarship is a total of $1,500, and there were 10 applicants. This year's recipient's story reflects the challenge we all face in life, balancing pursuit of excellence and enjoying the journey. At the beginning of high school, she was striving for academic perfection, hoping to follow in her great-grandfather's footsteps and one day be accepted to Yale. This ambition caused her to put so much effort into school that it became a tiresome burden and began to cause burnout. After she received guidance from one of her social studies teachers, she was able to reevaluate her goals. She realized that a large part of an education is the journey, taking joy in learning and in who she becomes, not just a focus on a societal status and goal. Her realization about what her academic career could include helped her love of learning bloom and allowed her to grow as a person in other areas beyond academic perfection. During her years at YPA, she participated on academic team and provided service to the community through Beta Club and National Honor Society. She received several awards, some of which include AP Scholar with Distinction, Junior Marshal, and College Board Scholar for the National Rural and Small Town Recognition Program. She plans to attend Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, majoring in either World Literature and Culture Studies or German Studies. Please give a great round of applause for this year's YPA Alumni Scholarship recipient, Ainsley Ralph.
Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty and staff, students, and the graduating class of 2024. My name is Olivia Rogers. As the senior class president, I have the honor to introduce our speaker for today's ceremony. Born and raised in New Jersey, she enjoyed spending most of her time with her family and friends. After high school, she moved to South Carolina to attend Coastal Carolina University, where she achieved her bachelor's degree in marine science and her master's in teaching. After college, she used her love for science and worked as a naturalist, environmental educator, and day camp director. For the past 5 years, she has worked at YPA teaching high school physical science, chemistry, and earth science. Students here love learning new things every day and being hands-on in her classroom. Over the years, she has contributed so much to our YPA family, and we are so grateful to have such a dedicated teacher that wants to help students and make a difference. Please help me give a warm welcome to our commencement speaker and 2023 Teacher of the Year, Ms. Susan Hobson.
Lessons learned through the adventures of life.
Today is a big day for all of you. Years of hard work, sacrifice, late nights, early mornings have finally led to today, your high school graduation. While you have all made it to this point, the paths you have taken and plans you have made are unique and as individualized as you are. The same could be said for your future plans. Some of you sitting here today have had a plan since grade school of who you're going to be and what you are going to do when you grow up. You sit here, checking off that graduate high school box, ready to move on to the next thing on your to-do list of life. Reflecting back, that was the group I thought I was in as I sat in my graduation robe. I had known since kindergarten exactly what I wanted to be, and by high school had my future planned out to perfection. Others sitting here today are in the exact opposite place. Glad to have made it here, but with no idea what tomorrow will bring, let alone where you hope to be 5 or 10 years from now. Don't worry, you're certainly not alone. Most of you find yourself someplace in the middle of those extremes. Today, let me tell you about the reality of my life and the many turns the path took along the way. I had to adjust, adapt, and sometimes completely change that well-thought-out plan as I maneuvered through the adventure of life. I am a planner. My husband will tell you that I have an action plan for the question before he even knows there's a question to be asked. My plan A was established in kindergarten. You might be surprised to hear that I would tell anyone who asked I was going to be a dolphin trainer when I grew up. While my plan morphed slightly through middle and high school into what I will call Plan B, the general premise always stayed the same. I was going to work near the ocean, study coral reefs, and aquatic life. I had picked out the school with one of the best marine science programs. I had plans to continue on to get my master's and PhD. Then, spend my years discovering all the unknown secrets the oceans had to offer. As you all know, that is not what happened. Instead, I've spent my adult years adjusting, adapting, and sometimes completely scrapping all my well-thought-out plans. I began my college years chasing after my Plan B, until I realized the life I'd been envisioning was a far cry from reality. After meeting professors and research scientists, I quickly realized that would not be a fulfilling life for me. While it was a great profession for some, it did not play into my natural strengths, nor would it allow for the life I'd hoped for. Time for Plan C. Life lesson number 1. Learn to be flexible and open to the idea that your plan is not perfect, or set in stone for that matter. It was sometime during my junior year that I decided teaching would be my new path. I would get my master's in teaching, work in a high school, and have summers free to follow my passion for the sea. I followed this path, which landed in my first professional position. I taught high school science, biology of all things. It will surprise you to hear Plan C lasted all of a year. In fact, I would call Plan C a failure. My first professional career job, and I failed. For those out there realizing that they sent their child to a school with a teacher who failed in her first position, don't worry, the story gets better. The truth is, we all fail at some point. It's hard to fail. It hurts to fail. Yet we all experience failure. Sometimes it's a small failure, a test or a quiz. Sometimes it's big, your first job. It could be personal, professional, or educational. The details of my failure do not matter. My life, all of our lives, are not defined by our failures, but rather how we pick ourselves back up and keep on going, adapting and planning for the new reality. Life lesson number 2. Learn from your failures. Don't let them define you, but rather mold you. For the first time in a long time, this planner was without a plan. We all face difficult times in life, and for me, this was one. I had 2 degrees, but no idea what I wanted to do.
I looked into aquarium positions, other teaching positions. I even entertained a job offer from NOAA to work as a sea captain. Plans D, E, and F, maybe more, came and went quickly. Plan G was honestly one I took mostly because I was still recovering from the year I had just had. I took a position as a naturalist at a resort. I enjoyed sharing the information I knew, and in that aspect, teaching had been a good fit. I loved being outdoors, and this allowed me to do just that. I spent a year rebuilding my confidence and discovering that I was capable of being successful. Sometimes, you just need to forgive yourself for mistakes and allow time for recovery. Plan G was just that for me. I knew from the start it would not be a long-term career position. There I learned, grew, and reestablished what I had to offer in the workplace. Life lesson number 3. Go easy on yourself. You can and will build your confidence back once lost. Just allow it. I knew working as a naturalist was not going to be a forever job. I needed to find my next step, a position I could grow in with that had long-term potential. I was working as part of a Parks and Recreation team. I enjoyed running programs and sharing my love of the outdoors. I was naturally upbeat and liked to think I was able to bring a little joy to those around me. With those strengths in mind, I decided to get into environmental education and applied to a Parks and Recreation program. I applied to what I thought was an environmental educator position and found out halfway through the interviewing process, it was actually for a manager position. I did my best, but remember casually implying that I hoped they hired one of the educators looking to move up. I would prefer to get their job. I really didn't think I was ready for management. Well, guess what happened? Plan H. Environmental educator after not getting the job I applied for. Life lesson number 4. Be honest with yourself and others. Be honest about your strengths, weaknesses, and goals. Be honest about what you can and want to do. Getting the job I had applied for would have set me up for failure, and honesty got me the position that was the right fit at the right time. I learned a lot in the time I worked as a programmer. I learned how to control a group of kids while maintaining my composure. I became an entertainer as I taught. I began thinking more about what the kids would be doing, not just learning. My manager started to show me the budgeting aspect of the job and included me in on some of the managerial things that happened. I learned to manage students and eventually some of the part-time and volunteer staff. There is so much more to a position than just what is seen on the surface. I had not been ready to manage anything when I started, but by the time I left the position, I could do far more than the position originally entailed. Life lesson number 5. Continue to learn in everything you do. Some of the most important lessons in life cannot be taught in the confines of a classroom. Losing track of all my professional plans and lists, becoming a summer camp director was my next step and simply fell into place. Not even looking for a new position, a coworker saw a job posting and immediately told me it was the perfect next step. I had developed my strengths as a programmer. I had learned all I needed to know about how to manage, and with minimal effort, I started my next position. Some would call this the culmination of everything I had learned over the 7 years prior. I developed a summer camp from scratch, fully implemented it, received accreditation, and helped it grow for 8 years. Not to brag, but I did a phenomenal job. I accomplished everything I had set out to do and more, with great reviews along the way. It was completely unexpected when I was told I was being let go from the position. Life lesson number 6. You can do an incredible job and still find yourself back on the job market. Unlike before, this was not a failure. This was different. Sometimes seemingly bad things happen, and you don't know why. I had faith that God had a plan. Within 12 hours of losing my job, I went from devastated to hopeful to almost excited. It was at this point that I decided to return to teaching, which I had sworn never to do so many years prior. My husband, having heard the stories, questioned if I was in my right mind. I was not the same person I was when I had taught 14 or so many years prior. I had many more skills, my life was completely different, and my expectations had changed. I was at peace because I knew this was the perfect next step for me. Life lesson number 7. Sometimes suggestions come from the most unlikely of places, so keep an open mind. This was one of those times. Standing in church after service, talking to friends about my current predicament, one mentioned this random charter school I should look into. His niece and his nephew went there. Having been out of teaching for quite some time, I was not even sure what a charter school was. He opened up his phone and said, "Hey, there's a job posting for a high school science teacher." Well, the rest is history. Interestingly, that nephew of his is graduating today, probably hearing this story for the first time. It seemed my life had come full circle. I am happy and proud of who I am today. I would have never expected to end up where I am, but sure have enjoyed the journey. Life is an adventure, with many bumps and turns along the way. Celebrate the highs, push through the lows, and enjoy the in-betweens. I leave you with the lessons I learned today. Take from them what you wish, keep your minds open, and may your journey continue to teach, inspire, and grow you and others. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, thank you for being here. And to my fellow graduates, we did it. We are almost officially graduates of York Preparatory Academy, and my, what an interesting experience it has been. Our journey through high school started under circumstances that were anything but ordinary. This journey began during a very unprecedented time, the COVID-19 pandemic. Starting high school is challenging even under the best of circumstances, but beginning this chapter in the midst of a global crisis was entirely different experience. We faced a myriad of obstacles, from remote learning and social distancing to the constant uncertainty about what the future held. For most, our homes transformed into classrooms, our screens became windows to the world, and the hallways we once imagined navigating were replaced with Zoom calls. Initially, the situation felt overwhelming. I remember feeling immense frustration and doubt that I would be able to manage school. I felt worried I wouldn't be able to make friends and bond. But when feelings like that came to light, I pivoted and found a way, as did many others. Instead of sitting with these feelings, we adapted. We discovered new ways to connect, to learn, and to support one another. There were moments when doubt crept in and the path ahead seemed too daunting, but it was in these moments that we grew the most. We realized that our limits are not defined by our circumstances, but by our determination and spirit. However, from all of this, we learned a vital virtue for life: resilience. We learned to be flexible, to pivot quickly, and to find strength within ourselves. But most importantly, we learned not to underestimate our abilities. When the world seemed to be falling apart, we held it together. We persevered, not just surviving, but thriving, proving to ourselves and others that we were capable of more than we ever imagined. To our teachers and parents, thank you for your unwavering support and for believing in us when we struggled to believe in ourselves. Your encouragement and dedication to us has been vital. And finally, to my fellow classmates, congratulations. We have not just survived high school, we have flourished in a time of extraordinary difficulty. As we step into the next chapter, let's continue to rise above every challenge. As I wrap up, I want you to remember this. The strength you found within yourself during these years is a strength that will guide you through all the challenges life will bring. And as Taylor Swift said, we are led by our gut instincts, our intuition, our desires, and our fears, our scars and our dreams. And you will screw it up sometimes. So will I. Hard things will happen to us. We will recover, we will learn from it, we will grow more resilient because of it. So my fellow graduates, I leave you with this. Trust in your abilities, believe in your potential, and never underestimate the power of your perseverance. Thank you, and once again, congratulations.
The transition to college is probably one of the most important milestones in anyone's life. Not necessarily because it is meaningful on its own, but because it is the first time all of us have the freedom to make our own decisions. For the last 18 years of our life, we have put through turmoil and hardship of multiple kinds, all for the walk out the door. Regardless of the subjective utility of this arrangement, there is no denying the significance of the occasion. With this change comes a responsibility for all of us to live to our success. With this change comes the challenge of choice, of acquaintances and company, work and satisfaction. We are creatures of imitation. I feel this is oftentimes overlooked. The common perception of our independence is that it knows no bounds, that we are able to resist even the most latent advances on our choices. This is not the case. Even the biological wirings of our brains, we are doomed to filter out the things we experience, to dilute the conversations we've been prone to, and to take only what we know to describe the things that we don't. Our waking mind is molded directly by who we interact with, what we do, and where we go. There's a kind of irony to idioms and proverbs. You don't quite understand them until it hits your face. You are who you surround yourself with. But you are also described primarily by your actions. I don't believe much in the idea of God-given talents. In my own life, I've always had a progression of ideas and concepts, difficulty understanding classes and material, and eventually adapting. I believed then that talent is the bystander's interpretation of practice and commitment. I know an incredible portion of you, including me, will be struck with procrastination and dwindling motivation. I wrote this a day in advance, but even then I understand the importance of consistency. There are lost dreams in the trust of willpower. There are careers built in the presence of preparation. We may not change ourselves beyond this Colosseum, but we can change the world around us. We can choose our company and our perception to better influence our own, to make judgments of ourselves to guide towards the life that we want to live. And as we carry on with our caps and gowns, the burden of success is evident. But you get to decide what success is most meaningful to you. Whether it is monetary gain or peace of mind, it is a strange thought that the difference between then and now is habit. The only advice I can give to you all is to ensure your future now, to enjoy your life and set up the foundation for your opportunities so that you don't have the option to fail. The hard part is doing it every day, but it gets easier. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to the 2024 graduating class of York Preparatory Academy. It is an honor to stand here before you to commemorate such a wonderful occasion. Today, I'd like to share a few words of encouragement, but before I do so, I'd like to thank the key people who made this day possible. To Winthrop University, the distinguished board members of York Preparatory Academy, our South Carolina Public Charter School District representatives, our leader and managing director, Mr. Brian Myra, our associate managing director, Mr. Laney Adamson, our entire administrative staff, our teachers, parents, guardians, relatives, friends, and all of our vendors. We want to thank you for making this day possible to celebrate our deserving graduates. Research shows that storytelling can enhance our learning experience. So today, I'd like to share a short personal story that I've never talked about before. My hope is that telling my story and being transparent with you will give you some inspiration as you prepare to embark on a new journey. As a young child, I always had my heart set on learning how to play the piano. My parents could not afford to enroll me in piano lessons, nor could they afford the instrument. My grandmother had an old piano in her home, and every time I would visit her, I would play that piano. No matter how bad I sound, my grandmother pushed me and continued to play. She always saw my potential. She was patient with the process, and I guess she heard a good tune because she was persistent in making me work hard at playing that piano. As I grew older, I became the musician at my church and even had the opportunity to play the keyboard for my college choir. I could not quit if I wanted to because my mother didn't play that. I began to meet and play with other musicians, and I landed an audition to play an instrumental in a recording for the Charleston Symphony Orchestra. I nailed the audition, and the preparation leading up to the show was great until showtime. The convention center was packed, similar to this. My entire family was there to support me, and my then girlfriend, who is my lovely wife, who's now my lovely wife, and her family came to support me as well. It's clear that she stayed with me because of my good looks, because my performance was terrible. I can hear her talking right now. She probably said something like, I don't care how bad he sounds, he's still cute. And I'm gonna just tell you she's right. Ooh. I was replaced by a random musician in the midst of the program. And the recording was trashed. I was beyond embarrassed. I didn't know it was gonna hit like this. So many people criticized me for my performance behind my back, but I didn't quit. The talking got back to my barber instructor, who did not even realize I could play the piano. He approached me asking me if I'd be interested in playing the music for all of his graduation ceremonies. So I said, yeah, sure, thinking I was helping him out. So I remember playing that first ceremony for graduation for barber school. And after that, my barber instructor said that I was on scholarship. I guess he wanted to see if I could really play before he committed to the scholarship. Who would have known that playing Pomp and Circumstances, the same song that you guys walked in on, would have paved my way through cosmetology school and helped me to become a licensed barber? Just recently, I heard someone say, those who can, do. Those who can't, talk about those who can. It would have been easy for me to distance myself from the piano and all of the negative talk and move on, but we've all heard the saying, if at first you don't succeed, try, and then try again. Just imagine if I had allowed my naysayers to dictate my decisions and my future. So my question to you is, can you or can you not? Are you willing to pursue success when the odds are against you? Can you take a chance to fail and have success after the failure? I believe that you can, but what I believe for you doesn't matter nearly as much as your belief in yourself. So I'm gonna end with this. I want you guys to be fearless and believe that you can do all things regardless of how challenging the situation might seem. If things don't work out as planned the first time, so what? Your greatest blessings will result from you pressing. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Thank you. Congratulations to the class of 2024. So I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get to the main event. I know you guys are ready to go. So but these young men and women have been in school for quite a long time, and it's been really quiet in here. So I just want to take the opportunity. I don't want to force you, but if you feel like it's worth it, stand up in your seat and give them the accolades that they deserve. This is just a formality. They've already met the requirements for graduating. So show your love to the class of 2024. Yeah, if you have a bell or a horn, let's make some noise. Y'all's families have love for you guys. So now that we got that out the way, we're gonna ask that you all refrain from disrupting the calling of it. We want to make certain that everybody's name is heard as they walk across the stage.
Aiden Maddox Williams. Isabella Claire Bourgeois. Sydney Ray Urso. Emma Kathleen Robinson. Olivia Simone Rogers. Haley Marie Abercrombie. Emily Grace Alexander. Walker Stone Allen. Nazea Lee Alston. Darian Kimberly Ann Argilagos. Riley Michelle Armour. Jimmy Christian Austin. Lucas Wayne Bailey. Lillian Joyce Baker. Travis Scott Baker. Jackson Bradley Blackwell. Gabrielle Renee Blanchett. Dayton Alexander Bogart. John Wendell Bryant III. Tyrone LeVar Burris. James Emerson Bush. Madison Ray Callahan. Seth Allen Cartledge. Trevor Noble Castro. Ayla Bethany Chapman. Nicholas Reed Childs. Caden Rylan Christensen. Summer Nicole Cloninger. Chabala Jasmine Cole. Denia Shanae Connor. Christina Nicole Cook. Janelle Christiana Crowder. Spencer Bryant Curtis. Haley Sarah Dean. Alex Michael Duke. Savannah Brooke Estridge. Anthony Lucian Faust. Isabella Soledad Garnica. Jack Tyler George. Zoe Janie Gladden. Bobby Andrew Goforth. Jacob Michael Goulet Dea. Lindsay May Green. Jackson Thomas Greer. Caleb Michael Hall. Joseph Theodore Hall. Mackay Bernard Hall. Andrea Carolyn Harkey. Caleb Zachary Hassan. Zachary Ryan Hicks. Gabrielle Kamaya Hill. Haley Quinn Henson. Antalea Denasia Hopkins. Aiden Douglas Hughes. Molly Michelle Hutto. Sarah Catherine Jackson. Cole Lewis Johnston. Reagan Elise Jones. Peyton Marie Jordan. Raymond Scott Jordan. Rubiana Liasia Kelly. Peyton Lynn Kennedy. Aiden Michael Lanthier. Brianna Mabel Lester. Landon Michael Littlejohn. Misha Raylin Laughlin. Jonah Thomas Mancini. John Palmer Manley. Amanda Sue Mann. Chloe Brooke Mann. Sadie Ray McCaskill. Aiden Nathaniel McClary. Leland Daniel McCloskey. Joshua Mark Meeker. Madeline Kate Melbauer. Jacob Henry Michaelesco. Grace Lauren Mobley. Alexander O'Connor Moore. Peyton Grace Muncie. Colby Charles Nelly. John Carlos Nunez. Carmen Alyssa Oates. Tabitha Ashley Oliver. Jeremiah Isaiah Owens. John Carter Owens. Emma Grace Pack. Clarence James Passmore. Dia Hitul Patel. Caroline Kendallin Peel. Jessica Michelle Phelps. Caroline Elizabeth Phillips. London Ariel Potts. Ainsley Hannah Ralph. Amber Harmony Reed. Brandon Michael Rice. Jordan Dawn Roberts. Bryce Davis Robinson. Gracie Lynn Robinson. Landon Robert Rogers. Christian Tylee Ross. Sage Adam Sartain. James Ryan Scruggs. Fred David Shirai. Jada Deshay Schuler. Adriana Alexis Shoemaker. Brian Linnell Smith Jr. Tila Helena Stevenson. Michaela Faith Zimzak. William Braden Tapper. Victoria Helen Teachout. Brendan James Turner. Dalton Pierce Vaughn. Dennis Banks Vaughn. Sinclair Densley Vaughn. Marcus Allen Wary. Antonio Jaleel White. Bradley Cole Williams. Natalie Eileen Wilson. Julia Lynn Withrow. We ask that you all please rise for our alma mater. We here at York Preparatory High, within these sacred walls, we are firmly bound by loyalty as our faithful years recall. Knowledge grew and the love of our friends grew too, we're patriots through and through. We have learned to live and stand for right. O wisdom, be our guiding light. Memory's torch shines and sheds its light as days go drifting by. Of the cherished hours and days we lived in the halls of our dear York Prep High.
All right, guys, we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna try to make this official. So in a moment when I say go, I would like for you to take your tassel and move it from the right side to the left side. Ready, set, go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, by the power vested in me in the state of South Carolina, and as the principal of York Preparatory High School, I present to you the class of 2024. Congratulations.